What's up guys, I'm BTC. There was a huge patch on the PTR, lots of buffs, lots of nerfs, and the game and the meta is about to change dramatically. Earlier today, I made a video going over all of the different patch changes, the buffs, the nerfs, and I made a full breakdown for every single hero that's getting affected, and why it's going to have a big impact or a small impact, all that sort of stuff. So if you haven't seen that, you can go and check it out. But in this video, I want to talk more about how the entire game and the entire meta is going to be affected, because right now we have what is effectively the Grav Dragon meta, or sometimes it's the double sniper meta. Zarya and HANZO are obviously the most important part of this because they're the ones that make the whole thing possible, but other heroes are really important as well, like Reinhardt, who helps Zarya build up her charge so she can get her ult a lot faster. And then you also have Widowmaker, who helps keep the zoning distance that HANZO needs in order to be more effective. So there's a lot of kind of moving pieces, but there's a lot of changes that are going to be coming up real soon that are just going to completely destroy this. We'll start with HANZO because he's kind of the main part of it. So first of all, he can no longer be damage boosted during his ultimate. Previously what would happen is you would just damage boost the HANZO and his ult would do enough damage to kill the entire enemy team. Even if there was a Zenyatta using Transcendence, he would do more damage than Zen could heal. But that's been changed. You can no longer damage boost him, so that doesn't work anymore. On top of that, he just recently got a nerf to his Storm Arrows, which means he's not doing as much damage as he was before, and it takes him a little bit longer to actually build that ultimate. Now on the PTR, he just got another nerf, which is to his mobility, so now he's not going to be able to escape as often as he was before, so he's going to have more downtime from simply being dead and sent back to the respawn room. So now he's going to have a little bit harder of a time building that ult. When it's used, it's not going to be as effective, and he's also going to be dead a little bit more often. The second half is Zarya, because you can't have the Grav Dragon combo without the Grav. So they made a couple of changes. The first actually helps the combo, which is the drain rate on her energy was reduced from 2 to 1.6. This means she's going to have higher overall energy, which means she's going to do more damage, and she can get her ultimate faster. But the problem is, they nerfed the radius of her ultimate. So the Graviton Surge radius went from 8 to 6 meters. And when people look at it, they're like, oh, it only shrunk by 2 meters. Guys, no, it shrunk by 2 meters in all directions. That is a significantly huge amount of reduction in the size of that Grav. It's the opposite of what they did with Lucio, because they buffed him from his aura range was 10 meters, and now it's 12 meters. And some people were like, oh, it's only, you know, an extra 2 meters, but it's an extra 2 in all directions. So it's really, really good for Lucio, really, really bad for Zarya. What this means is you're not going to be able to get those 4 and 5 man Gravs anymore. For the most part, you'll be lucky if you get 3. Unless they're incredibly bunched up together, you're simply not going to be able to get those big Gravs anymore, which means that combo is not going to be nearly as effective. You'll probably end up killing 2 or 3 on the enemy team, but it's going to take a commitment of 2 ultimates, both the Zarya and the HANZO ultimate, to just get 2 or 3 kills. That is way, way too expensive for that. A couple of other characters that are really important to the Grav Dragon double sniper also got nerfed, making the whole thing a lot weaker. The first is obviously the other sniper, which is Widowmaker. The cooldown on the grappling hook was increased, so she's just not going to be able to escape as often as she was before. So now you're going to be able to throw characters like Genji, Winston, and D.Va at the HANZO and the Widowmaker, and they just don't have the same level of escape that they did before. Yes, they still have it. It's not like they're just going to be completely vulnerable, but they're not going to win as much as they have been, and they're going to get taken out more often. So that means that the whole thing is just less effective. On top of that, Mercy also got a nerf. In addition to not being able to damage boost the HANZO during his ult, she also has lower healing. It's now only 50 per second instead of 60, which is a massive reduction in her total amount of healing. that means you're going to end up wanting to run other healers in a lot of situations. So if you're running other healers like a Lucio or a Moira or an Ana, then you're probably not going to want to run double sniper either, because it's just not really that effective of a combination. Also working against the double sniper is some buffs for the other characters. For example, Lucio just got a massive buff, so this is going to be really helpful for speedy dive comps that are going to be able to just get in the back line and do what they need to do. His crossfade, the aura radius, was increased from 10 to 12 meters, and this is absolutely massive. People look at it like it's just a circle on the ground. That's not what it is. There's a sphere around Lucio, and it was just increased by 2 meters in all directions. So it's not just when he's on the ground being able to heal people or speed boost people that are a little bit further away. This means that when he's up on the walls, kind of skating around, that sphere is going to be able to cover a lot more of the area, so a lot more teammates are going to get affected by the heal or the speed boost or whatever it happens to be. Also, with his sound barrier buff, he's now going to be able to pump up the health of all of his team by an absolutely insane 750, and that means they're going to be able to just rush into whatever they need to and destroy the enemy team that's trying to defend that. On top of all of this, keep in mind, we've got Hammond coming next week. So he's not going to be in competitive right away. It takes 2 weeks before they add him to competitive. But once that happens, you're going to have a massively buffed Lucio, plus Hammond, plus Diva, plus Winston, and also you have a nerfed Hanzo and a nerfed Widow. It seems like almost a foregone conclusion that the Grav Dragon double sniper meta is just going to be completely dead as soon as Hammond enters into the competitive scene, because there's absolutely no way that those characters are going to be able to put up with having a Hammond, a Winston, and a Diva all diving into the back line. Hanzo and Widow are just going to get absolutely destroyed. Zarya is not going to be able to do enough damage. If she uses Grav, it's not going to catch enough of the enemy team. You're going to have Lucio, who's able to speed boost people around so fast that Zarya would be lucky if she gets 2 people in the Grav as opposed to the 4 and the 5-man that she's been able to do before. On top of this, you do have the buff to Moira, which is going to allow her to have more healing overall. So that's going to be really, really powerful with the high mobility, high health characters like Hammond and Diva and Winston. Plus, you even have Ana as an option, because normally you wouldn't want to have an Ana just kind of sitting out there healing a bunch of her team while there's an enemy Widowmaker who can easily take her out. But the thing is, if you have all that pressure of the Hammond, the Diva, the Winston in that back line dealing with the Hanzo and the Widow, they're not going to be able to focus on the Ana. And that means Ana is going to have a tremendous amount of free space to where she can just heal anybody she needs to for crazy amounts of healing. Plus, she also has that nice little buff to her nano boost, which is going to give an instant 300 health to anybody that she hits with it. When these changes get pushed to the live server when Hammond is in the competitive, I just do not see any possible way for the Grav Dragon double sniper to possibly still be a thing. I mean, it might pop up every now and again, but there's just no way it's going to be the major dominant meta that it is right now. So what do you guys think about all of these changes? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.